Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. It is the 29th day of spring, which of course brings us to the Spring Crop Festival. I was a little worried in the last video that we would not be able to compete today, but I just happened to get very lucky because the cabbage just so happened to come in this morning. So I got a nice big haul of cabbage. They all came in at A quality, which was fantastic. So everything just sort of lined up for me. They came in right on time and they came in right at the quality that I needed them to. I'm also very excited to have cabbages because there are a lot of recipes that I can unlock with cabbages, which is fantastic. So I have what I have in my inventory right now. I haven't sorted out what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to sell. But fortunately, we have what we need to compete in today's crop festival. So that's where we're going to be going. You can see that it's almost 5 o'clock. So I pretty much need to go there right away as soon as I'm done here. You will notice that my house looks a little bit different, of course, and I will be talking about that as well. It will still probably be a shorter video again today, but I do have a few little updates. So let's go get the crop festival over and done with here. Submit our cabbage and we can see the wonderful that we're going to get. We started the year off very strong by winning ourselves an orange, which was fantastic. And cabbages were very time-consuming and difficult to grow. So if I want to grow more of them in the future, I think they would be a really good thing to grow in the greenhouse in kind of a more controlled environment. I did mention this last video as well, but the weather just did not seem to help me out very much. I didn't have any typhoons in the spring, which was very nice, but I had a lot of just cloudy, overcast weather, which really wasn't helping because 1 point of sun just really isn't a lot for a lot of the crops to grow successfully. And then next season, when we get into summer, we are going to have to submit pineapples to Felicia for the crop festival, and I will talk a little bit about that as well. She gives me a yellow. Oh, God. How disappointing. I was so proud of myself growing these cabbages and having them come right as soon as I needed them to, and it was all for nothing. Another useless wonderful. I'm almost up to 10, by the way. Let's put this in my cabinet. Let's see. Yep, I now have 9. 9 useless yellow wonderfuls just sitting in my cabinet that I am, in all likelihood, never going to use. Tragic. Alright, so now that I'm back at home, I did try to compete in the horse festival, but I was not able to win, which is a little bit odd. I know that I don't pay as much attention to my pets as I should. I don't practice the mini games very much, but I do feed them and I do pet them and I do keep their affection up. I mean, Epona has 9 hearts. It wasn't at all unrealistic for me to expect to get first, and I just was not doing very well at all. I had very poor times, and I think I barely got third even. And then the other problem with that was that I made my save right when I was at the festival on Meadow Island, and Mirabelle would not let me leave. Some festivals, she will allow you to take the boat and leave, but I wasn't able to. I wasn't even able to use my teleport stone to leave at that point, so I couldn't utilize saving and reloading to try and get a different time. So I have no idea what wonderful I could have won, and I just gave up, accepted my loss, and kept playing. So we managed to win ourselves 1 orange and 1 yellow as we end spring, which is okay. I'm still happy about the orange. I'm just gonna come up to my greenhouse now. In the last video it was empty, and now I've gone ahead and I have planted some pineapples. So I went ahead and I shipped 100 soybeans in order to unlock pineapple seeds from Chen's store. Now these are very, very expensive. They're $1,000 per bag of seeds, which I think is the most expensive seeds that there are so far that we can get from Chen. So I spent quite a bit of money to grow a few plots of these, and I've started to plant them early because they do take quite a long time to grow. If everything is done right and you have exactly the amount of sun and water that you need, they will take a minimum of 15 days to grow. And then after that, you can leave them in the ground for up to 10 days. So I've chosen to grow them in the greenhouse because I want to be able to have some to use for the crop festival. Summer can sometimes be really, really volatile. I find that there's a lot more storms in the summertime, and you don't always get a lot of sunshine. You should, but you don't always, and pineapples require quite a bit of sun in order to be able to grow. And then they are gonna, if they do come in and they grow in quickly, that will be pretty early for our crop festival, but luckily I can leave them in the ground for 10 days, and I can make sure that they don't get too much sun and I don't kill them by messing around with the suns that are in the boxes over here. I can just take them out and let the pineapple sit for a little while. So that's my plan with those. I'm kind of just now getting everything set up for the summer. You can see that my field's pretty much empty. I've taken all of the crops, gotten the last harvest off of them, and just kind of prepared my field for summertime. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about, of course, is this funky interior that I have. It's very, very different from what we had previously, which was just the standard house. It's kind of the standard paint job that you get. But this was something that I don't think I've ever actually touched upon or talked about at all, is how it is that you can get different interior designs for your house. So I'm just gonna go outside and use my teleport stone. Now, of course, Ganon is the man that we need to talk to, seeing as how he's the one that does all of our construction. It's a Thursday today, so he is open. And this has always been available. It's just on the main menu here, but I guess I've just been so focused on buying and building stuff that I never really touched upon it. But at any point you can go and you can ask Ganon to change your house with different wallpaper. And they vary in price, of course. And some of these prints are available to Mark only. There are prints that are available to Chelsea only if you were playing as Chelsea. So some of these are unique based upon which character you choose at the start of the game. Some of them are dependent on things that you ship, as well. Like the turnip print, for example, is only unlocked once you ship 150 turnips. Some of them are dependent on your farming degree, and some of them are unlocked, I believe, seasonally as well. So just keep your eye out and look from time to time to see what themes Ganon has available if that's something that you're interested in. It just kind of slipped my mind, honestly, and I didn't really think too much about it. And you can change your themes as many times as you'd like. There's no limit on this. You can see that I purchased the blue stripes, but it's available in Ganon's shop again. It's not like if I buy it once, it disappears. So this is something that you can just play around with for fun. And it's just like any of his other house upgrades. He will complete it the following day. So we might as well go to sleep and then see how that looks in the morning. I actually don't mind this. It's very, very bright. It makes the whole house look a little bit more cheerful, a little bit more bright. It kind of matches our outfit. I really like blue. This is kind of a nice change. But if I didn't like it, or I get bored or tired of it, then I can always change, and then the following day you can see that it has been changed over. So the flooring has changed a little bit, it's gotten a little bit darker, and then it's usually your bedspread and your wallpaper that will change. And then when you leave your house, of course, Ganon will let you know that he finished the job, even though you can see that before you even leave the house. It's very obvious, but thank you for the hard work. And that is just something I realized that I completely forgot to mention. I neglected. We could have been changing our wallpaper out monthly if we wanted to for the longest time, just to kind of rotate through them all. So that is something that I missed. And I will probably rotate through different wallpapers because I have so much money. I have over $2 million. I've barely spent any of this. I mean, there's just not a lot to spend money on at this point. But I am still making quite a bit of cash. You can see that I've made almost $800,000 by the end of spring. I am a little confused as to how I spent almost $100,000 though. What am I spending money on? I guess it's food and such. What did I spend $30,000 on? You'd think I'd remember, but honestly I don't. Oh, I guess it's the wallpapers. Yeah, the wallpapers I spent money on. They were $30,000 each, and then I think I've just been buying some food here and there, but as you can see, have barely touched my bank account. I still have a steady flow of cash coming in, so I'm just going to finish up spring. I'm going to prepare a little bit more for summer, and then hopefully I'll be able to do an update on how the first little bit of summer is going. It was a really good start to the year. It was a good spring season, and hopefully things continue upwards. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.